DiGiorno. Buongiorno. DiGiorno. Dinner. Hello. I was going to think of all the ways I could say it, but I haven't got it in me right now. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I don't know what I've done. I guess I can just exit that. Let's find out if it messes with the stream and all. It shouldn't, though. Okay. Hi. So, what's up, turds, nerds, freaks, and geeks, and all that's in between? It's me, your girl, Daisy Dame. Welcome to, or welcome back to, my channel. Don't forget to hit the like. It's free, and it helps a lot, okay? So, yeah, today I just wanted to talk about AI right quick, and really graceful. If you guys haven't heard of them, they're an amazing channel. Sorry, it's just so warm in these lights. Okay. Yeah, they did a video recently. Hey, Frank. I was actually going to text you right before I went on, too, just to see what you're doing. That's awesome. But yeah, really graceful is, they're just a neat channel. I like watching some of their videos. And I wanted to talk about a video they just did because they were discussing whether AI is as big of a threat as we all anticipate it to be, as it's made out to be, as we're all led to believe it is. And I thought that was a really curious way to think about it, right? Because we're essentially being told and shown that this is one of our biggest concerns, that this is like a very big concern, right? And I don't know. I'm not sure now. I mean, I've been pretty solid in my stance of, yeah, we should be aware, right? We should be always aware, but not to fear it or any of that. So the purpose is to discuss AI and the future and if we will be replaced. Because that's another thing is, the jobs, they're taking our jobs. And yes, AI, so many things will go automated. So many things are absolutely going to go in that direction. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and be like, no, that won't happen. The future is secured. Like, don't worry. Because these things will happen. They're already happening. It's already happened. That's why they put in self-checkouts, to get you used to doing it yourself. And I know many of you have been watching me, like, over the last week or so, working on all these things for the festivals coming up. So I've been working on, like, shirts and such lately. And this is one that I'm working on. Awesome. Honestly, it looks good. I really like the website. I really need to do one as well. I really do. So I was listening intently because I need to know price points and things like that. Because, single mama salary. But I do appreciate learning more about that. And I'm glad that you streamed while you're doing it because it makes it easier if you're just chilling and discussing it, I think. For me, at least. Okay, thank you so much, though, you guys, for joining me. Please hit the like. I so appreciate it. It's free. Will there be any jobs left? Of course there will. Of course there will. Because there's jobs that even robots don't want to do. Did you see that video of the one robot passing out from exhaustion? That was the title of the video. Robot passes out from exhaustion. Wait, you mean the robot couldn't keep up? That's what you mean. Do not attribute these human things to these robots. Don't do it. They are a tool. It is a tool. Like a hammer is a tool. They're an extension to aid us in certain things, right? It's not more than that, and it shouldn't be seen as more than that. But there are crazy people out there who are already starting these AI churches and having prayers and praising AI because they're like, listen, when the AI overlords come, we want to be right with them. Like, that's how they look at it, which is wild to me. But there are people out there that are like that. Let's see. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think it's a concern? Do you think it's not a concern? And why is it that everybody just continues to march forward with these things? That's another thing that I'm so curious about. Why is it? This is what really made me think, okay? Because Elon is always warning about AI and our future, and that it's a concern, so much so that Elon and others came out to say, listen, we got to slow down. This is too much. We're going too far. Da 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 da. Right? And people were like, oh wow, so we better slow down. But at the same time, he's the one that's doing all these things, like all these philanthropic endeavors, right? Things like that. He's the one that's doing all these things and promoting it and moving it forward, so to speak. And that is exactly what's happening. So it got me to thinking, maybe it's not so serious. Maybe Elon can charge forward with AI because he himself knows it's not as big of a danger as we perceive it to be. Right? And we know that deception happens. We know that even, certain mainstream sources fabricate and make stories up and want to control the narrative. For example, the story that even Frank had talked about, the NBC show, about that, person who used to serve, and then all of a sudden there was this big ordeal with them leaking things, and then all of a sudden there was all this stuff in their room, and it turned out to be airsoft. Like, literally, what? They weren't even real, and people are out there causing a big ruckus, and people on the news, some people won't pay attention to the finer details or, like, notice the fact that they had the orange tips, which, as you stated, signifies that that's not what an actual thing, a boomstick, right? So it's very curious that they put this dead A on the news, and some people won't even know the difference. They're just going to listen. They're just going to take it at face value, and that's a dangerous thing, okay? That's a dangerous thing. And we kind of not we as in us, but human beings walked themselves right into that problem, because it's kind of just another way of steering the herd, steering the cattle. It's like they're the sheepdogs running on the outside, barking, telling everybody where to go. Yip, 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 yip. Look over here. And all the sheep are like, bah. And they go, 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 right? And then the doggies are coming from the other side, and they're like, no, go this way. And the sheep are like, ah. And this is what happens in our world, in with people. They're literally just led astray like this, deceived by those that were meant to trust. And it just, it's ever so frustrating. And we see that people are frustrated now more than ever because, we were talking about those mouse utopia experiments that I can't help but bring up every single time now because it correlates so well. Okay, we found out that the small space that they tried to shove them in, right, wasn't the issue. We thought that, the mouse utopia experiments, maybe it failed because the small space that it was used for. No, it was the isolation. And what do we see? We see them using these exact tactics on the public. It's like, first of all, they put us in smaller spaces, the cities, they overpopulate them. They see behavioral sync, they see group think, they see all these things. They're like, that's perfect, we want that, doody-doo, right? And then they realize, oh, it's not the fact that they were all bundled up together, it was the isolation. So what do? They isolate. And then we all get locked up in our houses for like God knows how long. It's been a decade nearly, it feels like. And people don't know how to act anymore. They don't. This dude, a man comes out of his home to say, shush, please stop blasting your boomstick in the front yard. My baby's trying to sleep. You know what happened? That poor guy, that poor dude, all he wanted was to put that baby to sleep, to let him get some rest. And now his whole family is just gone because people are just that close to snapping at any moment. Just like the little girl who ran into a man's yard to grab her ball. People are just losing it with their minds, right? They're losing their minds with the boomsticks and just doing things that are heinous and just unimaginable. I just wonder, like, how does this occur? I've seen the mouse. Oh yeah, I really do enjoy the Mouse Utopia experiments by John B. Calhoun. I really like looking into the experiments. I think that they're very valuable, and it's just like the other one we spoke about the other day when people thought that they were physically zapping people, and they continue to do it because someone of authority told them to. Do you understand? Someone of authority is saying, you know, oh, as long as they have a badge or something, people are more swayed to listen. Just like the mouse utopia experiments, where they put these mice into this mouse utopia, and I love how they always give it some beautiful, beautiful name, like it's some, you know, wonderful thing. It was not. It was literally poor mice hell for those poor things. But they're like, no, no, all the food was there. They were fed. All the needs were met, right? Well, what happened? There ended up being the beautiful ones, which were these mouse males that were not the ones that were getting bit or snipped at or bullied. They were the ones that kept their coat beautiful. They were the ones that the mouse ladies wanted to lay with. They were the ones, okay, listen, that the mouse ladies were leaving their pups for, and they didn't care what happened to them pups. They were like, it's fine. And we see this play out in society. Women going after these men, and they will not care about their youth that they birthed. Like, what? That blows my mind. And they will do this for these men who couldn't care less. Who couldn't care less. Who will put, boom, replace you in an instant, honey. Oh, oof. That's rough. That's rough. Oof. And think about it. We know this for a fact because look at Letitia Stout. Look at Lori Vallow. We're looking at two prominent cases right now of women who didn't give a rat's boot about what happened to their their youth, their offspring. It's no good. There was just so many things that it basically foreshadowed. And this was in like what, the 50s and 60s? So they dang well knew for a long time what's been going on. They dang well knew if X, Y, and Z happens, we're going to see these results. And I just wish that more people were as curious or, you know, so that if knowledge is power truly, we could make a difference. I really believe that. We can make a difference as long as people understand what's happening and that this is very wrong, that the circumstance we're in is quite the pickle, you know? But yeah, I'll definitely go more into it soon. Yes. And the puppy. The one with the puppy in the collar. Oh. Yeah, I'll do a stream just about the experiments and everything that I've learned about or like looked into. And some of it was from like college and stuff and like when I was going to school and learning about it. And then some of it is just what I've looked up on my own because I'm just curious and I want to know why. Why do these things happen? It's like we're living in the scariest movie. Like, this movie could not even be created, right? Somebody could not think up all this because it's just like nobody would believe it. Nobody would believe it to be so. And it feels like, for whatever reason, Elon, again, he must be in the know in some way, some shape or form, somehow. Because I just don't see him pushing forward with these things. If he knows that this is leading to our total annihilation. Let's look at a couple paintings while I jabber, shall we? But like, you know, if you're saying this is leading us to total destruction, total annihilation, this is going to be the end of us, right? The last of us. But you're still actively like working on these things and charging forward and yelling at people about Neuralink, even though you're doing things that are not good. Rushing tests, sparing no lives of these poor animals that they're testing on. We're supposed to, you know, if you're gonna do that, do it humanely. Don't be repeating tests that you know failed and harmed those creatures with no regard. That's insane. And then rush it for humans. Oh my goodness, the people that bless their souls, the ones that go to try that out. Okay, yeah, we're just looking at a few while I'm talking about it. Okay, so it's curious how Elon knows, but he also pushes these things. And I don't know. Again, what is it, right? Is it truly something we should be concerned about? Is it something that we shouldn't be as concerned about? Is there something else that is more prominent and worth our time and we should be focusing on? I'm sure there's plenty of things that, you know, we should absolutely be focusing on and more concerned about than AI. Because AI does genuinely, even though it has moved rather quickly, it does still have some little ways to go. But it's curious that they're like, okay, we got to pump the brakes now, right? And we're going to talk about, oh, I really love this one. I mean, I really love a lot of them, but we're going to talk about the whole chat GPT thing. I hear about this daily now, you guys. Like, daily I'm hearing about chat GPT. And so and my son even brought it up. Like, there's chat GPT for kids now. Like, there's some, did you hear that? There's chat GPT for kids now. What does my son have to be chatting with a bot about? Like, no. Yeah, no, absolutely not. No. So I went undercover, as I do. And I was like, I'm gonna check this out. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, when I asked it about what movies a child could watch, it listed off like some really scary movies, and I thought, okay, first of all, what the heck? Like, I just asked what a child could watch, and the first thing I'm getting is some really scary results. So that was like unsettling, right? Because you have to be rather specific when you're using this thing, and like you have to put down details and such like that. So I just thought that was curious. So why is there this big bow down and accept it mentality? Why is there this big AI has already taken over, which you guys know, I believe that AI already does run a big part of our lives. But why is there this mentality of just accept it, right? What if AI isn't as smart or as scary as some of us may perceive? Oh yeah, I know. See, I told you. That's why I was like, no. That's why I did it. I was like, you're not using this. I'm gonna try it because I wanted to try Replica, which is like supposed to be like one of those fake friends, like a fake bot friend that you get. And I wanted to test it out for a video, but then it just really creeped me out, so I never did it. And then this whole chat GPT thing came in, so I was like, okay, well, I'll go undercover and do that. Never again. Like, seriously, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, I understand that there's certain people that just don't know a lick of snap about this, and that's fine. But for those of you who do, like, it's important to know. Elon was a part of ChatGPT. Exactly. That's important to know, too. And it's curious, because this is another big push. And Elon was a big part of it, and he had one other person working with him. So that's exactly where I'm going to, is the OpenAI that was founded by Elon Musk and Sam Altman. They created it in 2015, and it has been supported by Gates. By who? By Bill Gates. Bill Gates, the man who knows everything. Bill Gates died but didn't die. Anyways, apparently, as discovered, ChatGPT was doing homework for students. Schools had to be like, hey, remember when it was like, no Wikipedia, you can't use Wiki. And now it's, you can't use ChatGPT to do your whole homework. Well, obviously it was fooling some teachers because kids were getting away with it. They were doing it. And even schools were using it. Thank you. This is a shirt, or no, a dress that I'm working on. I'm making a few. I'll show you those in a second. But I do have, it's gym day. It's gym day. No, I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to scare y'all away. Okay, calm down. I'll show you my cans at the end. I'm doing good though. And I think to myself, what is the point, right? As long as I can run with jewels in my arms, that's the goal, right? But like, I need to be freaking doing some silk, like twirling. I want to twirl on silk ropes and stuff. You know, I want to do stuff like that. I want to be like a trapeze artist or something. And I promised myself by 35, I would be swinging on ropes or silks or whatever. So, got a little bit more time. I'm working towards those goals. Because you guys just imagine, I know you can just imagine me being upside down, being like, wee, like just flying. Yeah, okay. With fairy wings on and everything. Okay, so what if, by the way, what if we are the product? Because that's what really Graceful brings up. And I think that's so clever. Because we are the product. It's our data. It's our information. That's what it's doing, right? It's getting as much info from us as possible. Hence, Facebook and MySpace and all those things where people are just willing to, you know, share every little detail. It's like, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. When I see people post their homes and like their backyards and their, I'm like, please don't. I love it. Very beautiful, but you never know. You really don't. Especially now. People be wild. People be wild. I'm so careful. Seriously, I'm like, Okay, so what if we are the product, right? Crazy. And yes, Elon is in this. Of course he is. Apparently, this has been discussed. ChatGPT was doing homework. Schools are attempting to limit the use of it. Really graceful, brings up a really thought provoking point. Is that good or bad for our school system? And that's what I thought too. Is this a good or bad thing? Like, does this show a flaw in our school system? Of course it does. Our schooling could and should be better. We could and should want our children to be educated in the right way, but in a way that is not worrying about someone's preferences in life, in a way that is not forcing you to think one way or another, in a way that is not forcing you to politically lean one way or another, in a way where all that BS needs to be boop right out the door, okay? And no, I don't want my kid getting the talk from school. No, I don't want those kind of things happening. I can handle that. I can handle that, right? We should be concerned about like our school systems. Oh my goodness, if you have kids, we should. We should want an educated, well-versed society, right? Look at this is my mushroom hat that I've been working on. Ta-da! We saw some paintings. Look how good this looks. Wow. Yeah, that'll stand out, huh? You think? It glows in the dark, by the way. BT dubs. I'll try and show you that in a second, if I can. Let me show you the other things I've been working on, though, real quick. I just think that really graceful is very intelligent. I think that that's a really good thing to consider. So is AI truly intelligent, or are we feeding it the answers? Are we giving AI this false intelligence? Because what is intelligence, right? Is it information? Is it data? Is it, things like that? What is true intelligence? Is it awareness? Is it, cognitive abilities of being conscious? And I don't know. There's a couple different, we'll look at this one, definitions. But AI, if it is truly intelligent, and it is to become sentient and self-aware, it must have had existed by now. This is another thing, I think. If this is so, right, if it is aware, if it's sentient, if it could be, then it's had to have been for a long time now. I would think, we would think, right? Because people want to attribute souls to AI, and that's just not so. Do not do that. Like the game Detroit Become Human, that's showing you what they want your future to look like. They want a robot service in everyone's home, caring for you and your loved ones, right? You tired of your granny, but you don't want to send her to a home? Oh, don't worry. A robot's going to come over and take care of Grammy. Now we just ended up falling on her, and then she passed in her sleep. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. All these freak accidents. Holy crap. Right? Oh, that's strange. Come on. Is it really so far-fetched that AI nursing would be so far off, right? We know that is totally legit. That could be. So these things have been going on, right, since the 50s. They've been working on technology and advancement, so on and so forth. We've seen some of the biggest jumps around those times. So I just find it also very interesting about the push around 2017 to collect everybody's samples of DNA, when everybody was like, let's all spit in these tubes. And I was like, don't spit in the tubes. And people were like, we spit in the tubes. And I was like, why would you spit in a tube? Why would you willingly give up your DNA? Like, what? We want to know our ancestry. Okay, go find it. Like, go out to the world. Do not, what? Oh my gosh, these people. So that happened, and I just felt sus about that from the very start. And what did we find out? Now the law is able to access and use those, and the sites are allowing the law to do so, and there's even things in the terms and conditions about the law being able to do so. Ain't that strange? Ain't that strange? From things like heritage, and they use these things, like people's want to know who their family is, their urge to know where they came from, right? Their desire to understand themselves better. They're using that against these people to say, yeah, go ahead, spit in this tube, we'll tell you where you're from, maybe. We could be off. We don't, yeah, it's fine. Just spit in the tube, give us your DNA, it's fine. It just didn't feel right to me. It always felt sus to me. I feel like these databases have always been utilized by law enforcement and others. And that's not at all what people were led to believe, and that's the issue, okay? I know people are like, if you don't do anything illegal, why do you care? Because maybe they shouldn't be, no, never mind. I don't have time. I have no concerns in that way, right? I'm not doing anything illegal that I need to worry about, but it's privacy. It's being able to just live your life without fear that somebody could have, screwed you over. Who knows? Oh, look at these. So I have been painting and drawing on pants and clothes. I figured out how to get the color to stay. That's really fun. So there will be, and these are vintage, guys. These are like real deal Wranglers from the 80s. So they're like awesome. They're super awesome. I'm so excited to sell those because I'm going to do a series of like 4 or 5 pairs of jeans. And then, yeah, they're male or female, whomever can purchase them. Doesn't matter. It's going to look awesome. They look awesome. Yeah, it's curious. I just think that that's being, those things being used against people, that's not very fair. So yeah, what if, again, we are the product? And that is what that is. What do you think about that? We are told that it could help solve these long cases, right? These long, cold cases, such as the Zodiac Killer. But we don't really see that happening. We saw one big arrest with this, and it was like, oh, we can use that for this, yay! And it was like a way to be able to do so. But now it's like, is that really helpful? Well, they try to say it as well with Brian Kohlberger in the Idaho 4 case. So maybe, I don't know, just curious. I'm skeptical, very so much so. And yeah, I feel like AI must not be as much of a threat if Elon is so confident in his escapades and philanthropy, darn it, philanthropy. I think too much about it and then I mess it up. So how else do we explain Elon knowing, the supposed risks of forging forward with AI and all of this, right? Because he may already know that it's not that deep, that it's not that bad, that it's not that serious. Maybe it's all a big thing to get you to think that it's some alien or, otherworldly thing, when again, it's just the same people doing the same bull crap, pulling the same crap. Yeah, I just found it really curious. It might not be as deep as we're all led to believe. They always want to keep us distracted, and I do find that that is a genuinely real thing. I hope you guys, maybe took something from this, or I don't know, just expand your minds, okay? It's good for you. It's very good for you. And thank you so much for the kind words about my artwork, about the clothes I've been working on. I'm so excited. There'll be about probably 20 of these by hand, just so you know. Like, all of them are by hand, but these ones are being drawn and painted and designed and everything by hand. And then they're not like the tie-dyes where they're just being dyed in different awesome, amazing patterns. Yeah, so if you want one of these, get them while they're hot, okay? They're going to be available soon, and I'm super excited because they look awesome. And I was like, I'm scared that I might never paint on a canvas again, but I definitely will. I'm glad that I did go undercover and I tried ChatGPT in a few different versions. I've quickly realized it's not my thing, but I will admit that it gave me the heebie-jeebies. And maybe I'll make just a video on that, about my experience with that. Thank you for all of you who have joined me again. Thank you so, so much to my members. You really are the coal that makes this train roll. And I couldn't do any of this without you guys. I really couldn't. And I gotta go get the buff, okay? So take care of yourselves. Ready? Don't get scared. Don't get alarmed. I'm gonna show you how hard I've been working, okay? Ready? Here we go. That's the Mario, the thwomp noise. Yeah, that's what that was. That's what I do when I'm at, oh, that one, why is this one so much stronger? Come on, man. I'm out here busting my freaking cojones, and that's what I get. Listen, that's enough of the show, okay? If you haven't subscribed, please do. And yeah, just be careful. Stay safe, stay awake, stay aware. Take care of one another. Thank you for coming to your very own deprogramming session. And by the way, tell your loved ones you love them. You don't need an excuse. You can check out my art at damevonbondaisyart on Insta. You can get it on Facebook, damevonbondaisy. Check me out on TikTok, modmaggieart, and Insta, and Twitter, and Twitch, Damn Daisy Plays. I gotta go. Okay, there's